Kichom is a small village located right at the banks of the Great Sacresses River in Sierra Leone in West Africa. The people of Kichom, as in other parts of the country, are rebuilding their lives since the civil war ended in 2001. The villagers are poor and depend mainly on fishing and subsistence rice farming. There is no running water and electricity. The village has a primary school and a junior secondary school located 3 kilometers away. One of the key goals of the school is to help the students pass the National Basic Education Certificate exam called the BECE exam in order to enter the next level of education. An American Peace Corps volunteer has been based since July 2011 to teach in the junior secondary school.
My name is Munir Kermani. I'm a Peace Corps education volunteer. I teach at Morikanu Memorial Junior Secondary School. Before I came here, there was a bit of a issue with our students' test performance of the BECE examinations.
Between 2009 and 2012, the average rate of failure in Morikanu school was 37.7%. Students are dropping out of the school and parents are not happy.
When I arrived, I saw that the community was tense about the performance of the students, so they were discussing ways in which to improve the students' test scores. The population of our school, according to the administration, had been dwindling.
Parents are pulling their children away, resulting in further dwindling of revenue from school fees, making it even more difficult to replace the old splintered classroom furniture and eroded chalkboards. With the goal of improving the overall condition of the school, one of the first things Munir does is to apply for a grant to replace the old furniture and receives funding from the United States Embassy. And with additional money donated from the Paramount Chief, Shebora Bayek II, the school now has new furniture. But it is clear, both to Munir and to the teachers, that much more needs to be done to improve student performance. At a community teachers meeting, everyone agrees that students are simply not spending enough time preparing for the exams and need extra hours of instruction to improve the performance in the BECE exam, success of which is key to further education and access to economic opportunities. The question is how. The idea of night classes is introduced by the vice principal of the school.
The school was not performing well at BECE, the basic examination certificate. So I thought it very fit. I consulted my colleague, who is Mr. Munir Kermani, and we worked on this project.
Munir is not convinced about the night classes.
My first impression was, well, we don't have electricity here, so holding night classes will be a bit difficult. We don't have light, so I thought that we should actually have the classes immediately after school. School ends at 2:30. I thought we should have them in the afternoon time around 3 o'clock. However, what I didn't know as an outsider was that there were other responsibilities that the students had to attend to before they could further their studies or continue studying. Students had to be involved in cooking, in cleaning laundry, in taking care of younger children, in carrying loads, in helping teachers with work, and so many other chores that having classes immediately after school actually wasn't possible. This is why the night classes were considered to be the best solution.
The initial effort to run the night classes fail. Candles burn out quickly, the kerosene lamps are irritating at close proximity and are a fire hazard. Battery-operated lamps are dim and not practical for reading and studying. Without access to proper light, effective teaching in night classes cannot take place, and attendance by pupils remain poor. Night classes are not helping the students. Meantime, the Director General of United Nations Industrial Development Organization, a native of Kichom village, has been making his own personal effort to bring light to his village people.
In this community and some neighboring communities, we've distributed about 300 solar lanterns, which we brought in from Delhi. The concept combines microfinance and lighting in the following sense. We've built about 3 charging stations in the village where they have solar panels. Every morning people take the lanterns back and they rent the lanterns. This allows for a couple of people to be sustained over time to do repairs and maintenance. So we've distributed about 300 of these, and it's making a difference here. And Munir and his colleagues have been using the extra 2-3 hours of lighting they have in the evening to see how they improve the academic potential of these kids. It's really a credit to them. They just saw the advantage. They wanted to help the kids, and in fact, he has his own story. It's better you hear from him.
But you see, these night classes wouldn't have been possible if we didn't have light. Fortunately, Dr. Kande Yomakila, who's the Director General of UNIDO, donated actually several solar lights. Very bright solar lights. Bright enough that students could study. So when we had these lights in the community, a certain number were reserved for the use of the school, and we used those lights in order to conduct the night classes. And surely without those lights, we would not have been as effective as we were.
With solar lanterns available, Munir steps out into the dead of the night. In the pitch darkness, nothing else can be seen except the narrow, illuminated dirt path, making his way to the vice principal's house, hoping there'll be students present that he and his colleagues can teach to help pass the Bekke exam. Munir arrives at the house. Lanterns have been switched on, ready for the students. The word about the solar lanterns is out in the village, and students begin to attend. Munir and Mr. Bangura begin teaching. For weeks leading up to the Bekke, more and more pupils attend and huddle around the lamps, sharing textbooks and papers to learn the skills for the exam. Lack of chairs does not deter them. As long as there is light, they even sit on the floor to learn.
And
Where are we?
Map of the world. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Map of Africa.
Fine, it's a map of Africa.
At the end of each night class, boys and girls sleep at the vice principal's house. Safety of the adolescents, especially girls, is of great concern for parents, and so arrangement has been made so that girls and boys are given separate areas to sleep under the supervision of the vice principal and his family. Each night, Munir makes his way, burning the midnight sun. The day of the exam arrives, and students sit for the exam. Finally, after a long-awaited wait, the results come out. The Bekke results created a stir in the village. The annual 2012 rate at Murkanu Secondary was 40.56%, greater than the annual average rate between 2009 and 2011.
and the kids went for the examination, and all those that participated during the night studies all did it. They all passed their basic examination certificate. They all got it.
This solar pilot project shows great potential for education in sub-Saharan Africa, where up to 70% of the total population live in rural communities. Burning the midnight sun can indeed illuminate the path to education and empower youth in Africa and elsewhere in the developing world to brighten their own economic future.